In this video, let's see how we can perform a top-N analysis in Power BI with the help of DAX function, which is top-N. So in general, you can use any field from your data model to identify the top-N entities or the fields by the top-N function. So for example, you can use the columns from customer tables, you can use the column from the dates table or the products table or any table that you want. But in this case, I'm going to use the brand column from the products table because it has only limited number of values and it will be easier to explain what is actually happening. So let's create a measure. And I'm going to name it as top products or the brands. And the first thing that I'm going to do is simply declare a variable that will hold the number of top products that I want. So in this case, I want 4 products. So let's write 4. And in the next variable, I'm going to create a variable that will contain the top products based on the sales amount. So I'm going to write top brands is equal to top N. And the first argument, I'm going to use the N variable. In the second argument, I will write products brand. Then in the third argument, I need to use a measure based on which I want to calculate the top products or the brands. So I can write total sales and the order will be descending. So I want them to be sorted in a descending order so that the product with the highest sale will be the first product, and then the second product with the second highest sale will be at the second number. And in the next variable, I'm going to evaluate the sales amount for these top 4 brands. So let's create another variable. So I can write var result is equal to calculate total sales, and then I'm going to inject the top brands variable into the filter context with the help of calculate. So let's confirm that and let's return result variable. And if I click confirm and bring that measure into the matrix and also bring my total sales measure, so you can see that for top brands we are receiving a sales amount, but we are not actually sure that if the measure is working or not. And first of all, let's try to understand if we are actually returning the 4 brands or not. And for that, I can write count rows top brands and let's click confirm. So it looks like we are getting top 4 brands, and to confirm it once again, what we can do is simply copy this code and go to the data view and click on new table option so that we can simply see that if we are actually getting 4 brands or not and what are those 4 brands. So if I click confirm, you can see that I get Litwear, AdventureWorks, Fabricam and Contoso. And if I go back to the report and sort the sales amount in descending order, you can see that I get Contoso, Fabricam, AdventureWorks and Litwear, and these are the exact 4 brands that I'm getting in that calculated table. So it looks like top-N is returning 4 brands correctly, but something is happening here that is preventing us from returning the correct result. So let me just show you once again. We are seeing 20 millions at each cell. So what is actually happening? The problem is that when the top-N returns a table comprising of 4 brands, we are injecting that filter into the filter context. So let's say when we are at Contoso at this cell, the original filter context is Contoso, and once the calculate applies top brands into the filter context, it is actually overwriting the existing filter context that exists outside of calculate. So how can we make sure that the filter context outside calculate and inside calculate intersect? For that, as we have seen in the earlier videos, what we can do is simply use key filters. So if I wrap top brands inside key filters, what calculate will do is it will intersect both the outer filter context and the filter context that it is creating with the help of top brands variable. So let's confirm that and let's minimize that, and now you can see that we only see the sales amount for the top 4 brands. And by using this logic, what we can do is simply identify the sales amount or the bottom 4 brands. So let's create a new measure and I'm going to name it as bottom. So instead of descending, I'm going to choose the option of ascending. So let's click confirm. And if I bring that into the matrix, you can see that we get the sales amount of the first 4 brands as well as the sales amount of the last 4 brands based upon the total sales measure. And by utilizing this logic, you can create different kinds of top-N analysis in your own reports. And that was all for this video. I will see you in the next one.